Welcome to The Proof. Childhood is supposed to be one of the best times of our lives. But for over 160 million children across the world, their childhoods are filled with exploitation through child labor. It's never a good sight seeing young children hawking on the streets or doing mental jobs to fend for themselves and contribute to family income when they ought to be in school. Child labor can result in extreme bodily, mental, and also different types of harm and even death. It can lead to slavery and sexual or economic exploitation. It is a menace that has far-reaching implications on society and the development of countries. According to the International Labour Organization, Africa has the largest number of child laborers. Over 72 million African children are estimated to be in child labor and 31.5 million in hazardous work. On this episode of The Proof, powered by Africa Check, we'll take a look at a claim about the number of child laborers in Africa's largest economy, Nigeria. Let's dive in and look at the claim, trace the source of the figure, and hopefully, get a better picture of how bad is the issue of child labor in Nigeria. I'm Joe Hanson. Welcome to The Proof. Welcome back. In a March 2023 article, the Vanguard newspaper reported that there are 15 million child workers in Nigeria, quoting the Permanent Secretary of Nigeria's Ministry of Labor and Employment, Kachalum Daju. Now, she described child labor as a multi-dimensional development concern that cuts across various divides. Orwell Okpi, Research and Community Manager at Africa Check, joins me now. Welcome to the program, The Proof. Now, first, the issue of child labor came up again with the headline that the Permanent Secretary in Nigeria's Ministry of Labor and Employment said there were 15 million children laborers in Nigeria. How widespread is this claim?
Well, I mean, the claim is quite widespread. In the news report where we found the claim, the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Labor and Employment, Daju, quoted the ILO. She said that according to ILO statistics, there are no fewer than 15 million child workers in Nigeria. And we also found that the Minister of Labor and Employment himself, Dr. Chris Ngige, have also used that figure. He made the same claim sometime in September 2022. And also in June 2021, we found the claim also used by the International Federation of Women Lawyers in Nigeria. They used that same figure in a statement to mark the World Day Against Child Labor. So it's a claim that's been in circulation for a while now.
All right, so Orwell, is the claim correct? And how did Africa Check work to verify the claim?
First, available evidence, does not support the claim. But then we rated it unproven, and that is because there isn't recent reliable data on the number of child workers in Nigeria. At the moment. And so, but then to check the claim, we started by, reaching out to the Labor Ministry for clarification on, the definition of child workers and then, what data they used to arrive at that figure, 15 million. But then, well, we didn't get any response from the ministry, at this moment. We then reached out to the ILO office in Nigeria, since ILO was quoted, and then we to find out whether they have the original source of this 15 million figure. We did speak with Lydia Ake, who's a national project officer on one of the programs within that organization, and she told us that that figure came from a 2000/2001 report of the National Modular Child Labor Survey, was done in Nigeria in that year. The survey began in 2000 and was eventually published in 2001. And the report was jointly published by the Federal Office of Statistics, that's Nigeria's Federal Office of Statistics, and ILO. Now, the report, that report came, from that survey, which was probably like the first nationally representative survey on child labor in Nigeria, and it identified about 15.3 million working children.
Orwell, stay with us. We'll be back. When we come back, let's take a look at another reason why the quoted figure is indeed a problem. Welcome back. I still have Orwell Okpi, who's here with us. Orwell, thanks for staying with us. Now, why can't we rely on the 15 million figure as purported by the Vanguard newspaper?
With statistician this, and then Dr. Isiaka Olarewaju, who was the director of the real sector and household statistics at the MBS, he said it will be a disservice to Nigeria for anyone to even quote that 22-year-old child labor statistics in this year. I mean, Dr. Larry Waju was a field officer at the Federal Office of Statistics when that 2000 and 2001 survey was done. And then, it's good to note that in 2007, that Federal Office of Statistics merged with the National Data Bank to form the MBS. So he said, to quote him, he said, if the conditions that led to that number of children engaging in child labor remain the same, then one can say the number has significantly increased, given the rate of population growth in Nigeria. It was possible that the number of child workers had increased since that survey that was done over 20 years ago.
So what's the final verdict in the claim that there are 15 million children laborers in Nigeria?
The final verdict is unproven, and that is because there is currently no data, recent and reliable data to say this is exactly how many they are. But then that 15 million is not correct, it's not reliable at this point.
I cannot thank you enough. Thank you, Orwell, for being here on The Proof.
Thank you very much. Yes.
I mean, you got that. We all must be careful when we quote statistics. It's important to make sure that statistics you rely on to make a claim are recent, take note, recent and reliable. You can be misled, especially you can also mislead people when you use data that are too old to represent the current situation. 2001? Well, this also points to the need for agencies in charge of such data to keep their data up and running. Now, in a situation where the last data officially was indeed set in 20-something years old, it can create all sorts of issues and also lead to misinformation. Well, that's all that we have for you today on the program, The Proof. Now, if you want to know more about a claim that you see on social media, send it to Africa Check. You can also find details of today's fact check by visiting africacheck.org. That's africacheck.org. I'm Joe Hansen, telling you to always ensure that you fact check and stay with The Proof. See you again next time.